And in fact, we invite that pressure in to get to that next level of our life. But we get lost along the way. We don't know what to do when that pressure hits. And this is the intention of my TED Talk. And really what helped and has helped me to go from that place that I shared in my late 20s, early 30s, where I was broken, almost over helping people, and having expectations for myself that they don't teach you those things in graduate school. And so now that I work with nurses, my highest intention is to help them be more in touch with their own needs in a proactive way, so they don't become that nurse in the hospital that refers to the patients as a number. And that's because those nurses are burnt out. Vicarious trauma is the term that's used for social workers, psychologists, nurses, doctors, ambulance drivers, some moms. If you're a mom, a parent with a child with disability, essentially it is you're experiencing the trauma of the person that you're treating. And this has been a theme that was talked about yesterday too, that maybe you didn't realize you were talking about vicarious trauma that you were. So a framework like this, helping you to realize that challenge is opportunity when you reframe it as an opportunity to get to the next level. Control, we heard about that too, certainly during Heather's speech yesterday. I'm not God. That's why I have a God box. My challenge is easy for me, because I love going to the next level, but control is challenging for me. Ask Sierra. I am self-aware that I'm a type A personality that likes to go in, likes to solve the problem, but we can't. So I developed some techniques, and one of them that I talked about yesterday in the audience is you can call it the universe box, you can call it the God box, you can call it whatever it is, but things that are overwhelming, you write it on a piece of paper, you might print off the email, you might print off a bill, pay it, at least the down payment on it, and put it in that box, but don't touch it for 3 months. And I guarantee every time you go back to that box, you don't even have to look at it. It's all taken care of. Because this is half our problem. We think that we can control things. But what we can control is that you showed up today. What you can control is what time you go to bed at night. What you can control is whether or not you car dance. I highly recommend it, and perhaps take a video. And commitment is something bigger. Committed to something bigger than yourself, Jessica. The fact that you're committed to having a business that is going to, with all of your ideas, to transform massage and health and all of that, and the work that you're doing, I'm so impressed. That is with Chromes and all of that in your blog, and then combine it with architecture, and hello, fellow kickboxer. What you're doing in the classroom, and I'm going to tell you right now, humor is something that takes you from the part of your brain that puts us to panic attack. The amygdala is also the part of our brain that makes us all laugh in unison. So essential. And then commitment. When I wasn't sure, and I wasn't sure about the articles and all of that, my husband said, Andrea, think of one person, all of you, think of one person, perhaps presently or in the future. One. I think we get overwhelmed because we try to do everybody. And I did it, and I had no idea. But a family member, I know this family member, but he happened to read the article, and he was really struggling during Christmas with having been through divorce, and that article made all the difference. And why it's so important that we not just speak, write, whatever that we can do in a varied way, is that teaching and writing and speaking like this allows me to help people in a way that's less attached to the outcome. When you're working one-on-one with someone, it's hard not to take it personally. But the more people that you work with, the more you say your message once, and then however it's meant to go, it's meant to go. So think about how you can do that yourself too. I believe in negative emotions as much as I believe in positive emotions. There's not a bad emotion, there's not necessarily good emotion. Emotions, thoughts, actions, they're all information. We want to make sure we create the space for ourselves included to feel that way. I mean, I'm enthusiastic, I'm passionate. I'm also have a little bit of a temper, which is why I kickbox. You know? So think about healthy ways to get it out. Okay? And then, so just highlighting some of the articles that I did. In this article, including my first marriage. That the work that did not work out, you know, how many jobs have been laid off of? How many relationships didn't work out? How many things went wrong so that this moment with you could go right? So if we think of feedback as information, or I should say failure as information instead of punishment. Okay, Jill, I'm glad you got your hand up. Where's George? No, you're good.
I was taught that even in my yoga teacher training how they don't call it feedback, they call it feed forward. So that like it's not sending you back, but it's sending you forward to like continue to improve on what you are learning.
I love it. That's good. Anybody else have sort of an acronym that helps them with failure? She's gonna. If we don't allow our children to fail, they will struggle for the rest of their lives. That we have inoculation for disease, we need inoculation for stress. I like it when, ourselves included, we make mistakes when the stakes are low. Failure is the best thing. If you think about failure, like 100 roads that you're born with, and every time it doesn't work out, you shut off that road so that you're left with 1 or 2 roads between here and Toronto, and you get there faster, smoother, higher. But if you have 100 roads and no one's ever told you, by the way, you can't sing, I can't. But if someone told me I could, I might apply for American Idol, and that would not be pretty. The failure is really equally telling us what we're good at. And then this was the article I didn't lead into loneliness. And then finally, I challenge all of you, the next time somebody, it tends to be the same person on repeat, that comes to you with their problems, pull out your phone. I don't normally say pull out your phone. Put a timer on it and say, okay, you got 7 minutes. I have an hour with you. I want to spend the next 53 minutes after that dreaming about this vacation that we're going to manifest in Hawaii. That relationship, whatever it is, the past is the past. Because if we stop ourselves from falling, we'll never, ever realize that we can fly. And I'm going to tell you, as I started this talk, that every good thing came out of the time that I was broken. And I break open all the time. I'm always reaching for the next thing. And if I fail, it just means it's not that highway. I'm not meant to do that. The opportunity